As a PE coach at Lake Gibson Middle School, good friend of mine, um, brother-in-law, former brother-in-law, however you want to say it, um, was managing Buffalo Wild Wings, and he got me on there part-time. And so I got introduced to the UFC, didn't like it. I still believed in football, so I was like big college football fan, pro football. Um, and I'm watching it on up there, and I'm seeing the blood and women fighting and blood all over the place while people are eating. And I'm like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. And Dana White says we sell holy S moments, right? And I think I had stopped working there and I had seen Ronda Rousey up on the screen a few times, while serving and so forth. And I was like, I'm going to buy this Ronda Rousey pay-per-view. She was fighting Holly Holm. And Holly Holm head kick Ronda Rousey. And what had happened was, and the sound is off, that's good. And I don't know. Uh, there it was. It knocked her out cold. And I was like, whoa. Uh, yeah. And hang on just a quick second. And let me throw my bar up there. And so there it is again. And yeah, it was pretty brutal. But I was like, exactly what Dana White said. Jaw dropper. Couldn't believe it. She shocked the world. So I was like, the next one's Conor McGregor and Jose Aldo. Conor McGregor knocks out Jose Aldo. Knocked him out in the first 15 seconds. And it was another one of those jaw-dropping moments. First 15 seconds. That was it. And so I was hooked. And I had gotten every pay-per-view since. One time, went to my friend's house. He wanted to, I talked him into getting, it was UFC 200. Ended up being kind of a snoozer because Johnny Bones Jones had to withdraw. So the main event was an impromptu fight. Wasn't very good. So, but that's how I got hooked. Let's go to, so we're just going to look at the main event in this particular video. Then I'll do one on the co-main and then I'll do the rest of the card. The odds on Justin Gaethje, Ilia Topuria.
Here is information from OddsShark.
So if we were to go to the odds, and they're gigantic. I think we had them right there. Yeah. So in order to win $100, you have to put 750 on Ilia Topuria. Or if you put 100 on Justin Gaethje, you'll make 460. Now, if you're playing around and having fun, and I don't, I'm not promoting betting, but that's your safest bet. Now, Gaethje is old. Now, if you want to understand the sport, because y'all know me, right? I break everything down scientifically. Bible, world around us, numbers, gematria, like I study, and then when it's the Bible, hey, it's the original Greek language. For God so loved cosmos. Oh, well, I thought he loved everybody. No, the Greek word is cosmos, and you have to break that down. We didn't even get our word world from the Greek cosmos. We got our sun, moon, and stars from it. A K to a C. But you understand, you get the idea. I love breaking everything down very methodically, very scientifically, very, yeah. And the best way to look at this sport is when you see somebody break into the top 10 and they're on the rise, maybe they're 29, 30, 31, and they're fighting somebody who's been in the top five, but they're past the age of 35. You always want to take the younger person. This sport is all about age, and it's a sliding scale also to your weight division. So if you're very light, then the age matters way more. If you're older, the age matters less because it's not really all about speed and finesse. It's more just about power. And since with age does come wisdom, if you smartly hit with power, in other words, that left hook lands, it's lights out. These are 4-ounce gloves. So it doesn't take much to break your hand, but it also doesn't take much to knock somebody out when you land on the button known as the chin, spinning the chin sideways, which breaks all apart the equilibrium, inner ear. Well, and the brain wobbles, it smashes itself against the skull, and the body will turn itself off to save itself. So, Ilia Taporia, the age of Ilia Taporia. So, Ilia Taporia, 19, so he's age 29, okay? And he's already been a champ in 2 divisions. So, he's not just on the way up, he's at the top. And Justin Gaethje, how old is UFC Justin Gaethje? Since his name is crazy, you have to say UFC. So he's 1988 and he's 37. So you're talking about a 29-year-old and a 37-year-old. Well, it doesn't matter if they're heavyweights or light heavyweights. Oops, these guys are lightweights. So you're talking all the way down to 155 pounds, which was what Conor McGregor was when he fought Khabib. Conor came in at 145 as a featherweight, but then most featherweights move up eventually. Cutting weight gets very difficult. And so with this stretch in age, but here's the problem. Why I would say Justin could easily win this fight. And nobody has even come close to beating Ilia Topuria. And Justin leaves his chin up. He fights wild. He fights watch his nickname is the Human Highlight. What is UFC Justin Gaethje nickname? What is UFC Justin? Well, they didn't. Well, it's the Human Highlight. How come they didn't give us that? UFC Justin Gaethje, known as the Human Highlight.
According to Facebook, Justin Gaethje is one of the most exciting fighters in UFC history, earning the nickname the Highlight for good reason. Known for his insane durability and knockout power, Gaethje brings chaos and violence to every fight. He has won multiple Fight of the Night bonuses because he never takes a step back.
So there he is, the highlight. Now, since he doesn't take a step back and he just swings and brings the chaos, the very proficient boxer. Now, Ilia Topuria is also an amazing grappler. He's great with jiu-jitsu, great with wrestling, so he's great on the ground. He started off as a ground fighter. Wrestling was what he was trained in first, but he developed into becoming the best boxer in UFC history. So it takes one time for Justin to make a mistake with his human highlight, chaos, wild punch that misses. And see, it's all about counterpunching. Sometimes you'll see counterpunching means you counter what they do. And when two counterpunchers fight each other, neither one of them throws first because they want the other guy to throw first and then they're going to counter. Okay. So All it takes is one Justin Gaethje miss, and then it's going to be an Ilya Topuria counter shot, and down Justin Gaethje will go. When Justin Gaethje lost to Max Holloway, what people don't take into consideration was Justin's nose got broken the first round by a freak spinning wheel kick or a spinning. It wasn't a wheel kick; it was a spinning back kick, whatever you call it. And it just caught. It was look. You can call it luck. I don't like using that word, but you can call it. But you know, it was through training. But you don't break his nose, Justin could end up easily winning that fight. But once your nose is broken and you're going 5 rounds and your nose gets broken the first round, can't breathe, can't see. 30%. So instead of breathing 100%, you're breathing 60%. That's not good in a 5 round fight. And the same is as far as being able to see. Your nose is broken, your eyes are watered up. That probably drops 20 to 30%. The breathing maybe 40 to 50%. And he was still in there at the end until they just started swinging. And let's go to that. The very end of Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje. So where are we at? Anybody going to show us the very end of it? Yeah, this one here is just the very end of it. Now, Justin's got a broken nose, and Max points at the ground and says, "You know what? I want to give you a chance for me and you to slug it out." Again, those jaw-dropping moments, why we love this sport. He says, "Hey, I'm going to give you the chance. To me and you just going to start swinging chaos trade punches." Because they were fighting for the BMF title, which stood for baddest mother. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and slow it down for us. And let's go minus, 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 minus. There we go. So we're going to slow it down, and they just start swinging. And Justin goes, and he points again, and Justin swings, counter. Oops, there it is. They're going at it, and there it is. It just dropped them. They're just swinging. But you saw Justin's mouth open, and his mouth is open because his nose is broke, and he can't breathe, and it's the 5th round. But Max gave him the opportunity, and Justin lost all integrity of fighting as he's supposed to. There was no defense. And again, of course, Max wasn't using much defense then either. That was UFC 300. So that was a gigantic event. So Justin's been knocked out before. But Justin has more fight bonuses than any other fighter in the UFC. Who has more performance bonuses in the UFC?
Here is information from Wikipedia.
So Charles Oliveira, 21, fight of the night, 4. Okay, it's fight of the night. Who has more fight of the night bonuses in the UFC than anyone else? Total fight of the night bonuses. Uh, where is Justin Gaethje? Hang on, let me find for you what I'm looking for. Hang on. Here it is. Gaethje has 15 post-fight bonuses in 15 UFC fights. See, he wasn't always in the UFC. He came up from another fighting division, kind of like the minor leagues. Only twice has he not gotten a bonus, but he's evened things out by having 2 fights in which he earned both fight of the night and performance of the night. So, to say the least, he lives up to that nickname as the human highlight. And he just took on an up and coming Paddy Pimblett, and I took Paddy because I did that math, younger on the rise against older on the way out. And Justin beat him in a decision, but he eye poked Paddy twice without the two. Now, this is part of the game. Eye pokes, um, all of that good stuff matters. And my guy, Paddy, got eye poked twice. Justin Gaethje eye pokes Paddy Pimblett twice. This is serious now. Paddy Pimblett fires back. Spent the most doing it. So, yeah, the two eye pokes and the near the growing. I think that means groin. Even if he would have still lost, that definitely extremely changed the trajectory. Yes, he was poked twice. Um, and that matters. But that's okay. Justin is one of the most patriotic fighters. He's an American. He's fighting the Spaniard who was born in Georgia. We're talking about the country, and then so he's a Spaniard and he's a Georgian, Ilia Topuria. So I'm gonna pick to win. Obviously, if you had to stake your life on it, like they're going to chop off your head if you pick wrong. You're going to have to pick Ilia Topuria. But with these odds, why wouldn't you just put 100 on Gaethje to win, 450 bucks? Because it could happen. Because he's that good. He's that dangerous. He is the interim champion. And of course, Topuria is the champion. So, yeah, that's my take. All right, we'll do co-main, good Lord willing, probably Wednesday, and then we'll do the rest of the card Thursday or Friday or something, somewhere around that area. All right, love y'all.